For Tariq, the time we had known would come has now arrived. It was actually two moments. The first is that during college parties, Noma eventually learned about Tariq and Brayden's covert drug enterprise. After the identical bag of coke was presented to her and claimed to have come from Stansfield, she found it in her daughter Anya's bag. When Tariq uses Anya as a distraction, they are forced to halt their plan to kill Tariq, but not before Noma and Kane come to the next college party to witness it in action. Tariq's realization that he is just like his father is the second moment. Following a series of incidents that threw him off course, Tariq comes to the realization that, in order to survive in the drug trade and protect those closest to him, including Brayden and his mother Tasha, he must adopt his father's traits to become an apex predator. It hints at what looks to be an incredible second half of Season 4, which premieres on September 6 later this year. In another scene, Monet and Dru learn that Detective Carter is a dishonest police officer when they are caught in the middle of a drug bust by his task team. Monet and Dru's gang, excluding Ice, who was slain by Carter, have to give him 35% of their earnings and promise not to kill any people in order to avoid being arrested and facing possible jail time or even death. Tariq was initially opposed to Diana's desire to keep her kid, but he eventually came around to the notion after going on an acid trip. He must first come to an agreement with Diana, because the two are at odds about Tariq's involvement in the drug trade while simultaneously becoming fathers. While Kane and Noma's romance endures, Brayden gets into a heated disagreement with Tariq about it. After 3.5 seasons of Ghost, Tariq eventually acknowledged that he was his father's son. When Tariq and Brayden had a talk, everything changed, and Tariq admitted to being similar to Ghost for the first time. Even after realizing this, Tariq is still unable to completely appreciate how much he resembles Ghost. Similar to his father, Tariq is callous to his loved ones and struggles to prioritize them. After an altercation, Tariq encourages Brayden to take this sh*t on the chin like I do every day, brushing aside Brayden's concerns. Rather than acting like Ghost did, Tariq wants Diana to accept him being heavily involved in the drug trade while they raise their child. In every instance, Tariq disregarded Brayden's and Diana's feelings and the effects of their current circumstances in favor of his own demands and wants. Traditional Ghost, in my opinion. In Ghost's 4th episode, Monet came dangerously close to losing 2 more kids when Tariq and Kane pursued Diana and Dru, respectively, in vengeance for Monet's attempt to murder herself and set Tasha up for her own demise. Not long after discovering Diana was pregnant, Monet called off Kane's planned murder of Dru and persuaded Tariq not to kill Diana either. It's time to reunite the family now. But Monet prefers to go the simple route. Monet's family was split apart by the drug trade, but she now hopes that it might unite them. That is, in all honesty, the simple path to family reconstruction. The drug game isn't a place for raising a family. All Monet knows is the game, and she's depending on it to make up for her previous transgressions and make up with her family. Monet needs to adopt a different strategy if she wants things to be different. Tariq threw a bomb at Diana, telling her of his intentions to stay in the game while they raised their child, just when it looked like they could work things out. Traumatized by her parents' involvement in the drug trade, Diana is determined to keep her firstborn kid as far away from the industry as she can. She lets Tariq know that his schemes are doomed for her and their child. Diana is determined to prioritize her needs and wants over others, much like Dru. This entails, for once, prioritizing her needs and those of her future child over those of her family. Diana is unable to make concessions in order to please Tariq. Diana's efforts to make things work are futile if Tariq is incapable of making the sacrifices required to provide a secure environment for their child. Diana needn't experience what Ghost, Lorenzo, and Dantameka did.